So what is the ice sequencing that you teach, and how do you train it?
Alright, so here's what we do. I don't think there's a real fun way to kind of work on ice sequencing, but in our gym we want our middles to identify the pass first, right? On, off, over, good, bad, over, whatever your key points are. But we're identifying, are they in system, are they out of system, and maybe more important, is it over the net, right? So we want to be able to engage anything over the net, we want to be really aggressive on, right? We want to have the same thoughts about overpasses as we do about terrorism, right? We do not negotiate with overpasses, right? So in our gym, we want to hit every overpass. This is my only opportunity to talk about this has got to go. That's my least favorite play in volleyball. I think it's a momentum swing when you can go hammer and overpass. So we want to free our middle blockers up that they can be really aggressive at the net and go hit the overpass. It's a big momentum shift within a match, okay? So the first part is on, off, over, identifying the pass. A good time to do this is when your passers are getting passing work. Okay, your middles can be on the opposite side of the net. They're really just not standing there, but they're using their brain more than their body for step number one, kind of identifying the pass right off the platform, okay? So let's try that. We'll kind of do step one. We're going to serve balls over here. Bree, can you serve balls over to that side? You're going to be my middle. Well, you'll be my middle over here. You'll be my attacking middle. So what we want to hear, so you're going to be up to the net, kind of facing through. What we want to hear is we want to hear an on, an off, or an over, a very loud, definitive call right off the platform of the passer. We're going to see if, I'm sorry, your name? Eric. Eric. We're going to see how good of a middle blocker Eric can be with his eyes. Our eyes are a weapon for us as a middle blocker or any blocker because they give us a lot of information. So phase one, we're just going to stay there. We don't even need you to make a block move. We serve. Off, good call. Okay, next serve, ready? Ace. Now you do your dance for the ace, okay? So, we would progress with this. We would do this a heck of a lot longer, but for the sake of the drill, that's kind of phase one. Like I said, a good time to be doing this is when your passers are getting their passing work. You put your middles on one side, you get them out of the way so they don't dodge service balls. The next thing we do in our gym is now we have an action tied to that response. So if it's a good pass, it's a ball that's on the net, we want to find our middle. So Lance, was it? Okay, Lance is going to give us an approach as a middle blocker. If it's a good pass, we've got to get in front of Lance. That's our only focus. If it's a bad pass, we're going to have Eric get out here. He's going to take a cheat step to this pin right here and get rebalanced, okay? He's not going to run to the left side, but he's going to get out into this area. So just in case we're playing against Western Michigan and they set that pipe, we can get back in and block it, right? In our gym, we don't set the pipe because the pipe stinks. Okay, so on the other side. Okay, so now, if it's a good pass, we get in front of Lance. If it's a bad pass, we get out into the 31 zone because we know that more common is to set this ball to the left side. So now we're associating an action to the call of on, off, or over. Now, if it's an overpass, do we worry about what our middle is doing on the other side? I'll wait. What do you think? No, you don't. Yeah, it's an overpass. Who cares what they're running? Go hit the overpass. So as soon as we see that first step, we don't want to progress to the second step of fronting our middle or getting out of system and find out that that ball, we've all been in a gym where that ball goes right over your knucklehead middle blocker's head and hits behind him, and they're like, I wasn't even watching the ball, right? So we want to make sure that we're IDing right off the pass. Let's see how Eric does that. Live serve.
Over.
Good, yes, and that's ours. We're taking it, right? So we want our middle blockers, if they're playing for Central Michigan volleyball, to be super aggressive on that ball. Okay? Front row setter, that's a legal play. Back row setter, that's our point. Okay? Now, in our gym, anytime the setter takes the ball with their platform, it immediately triggers an off status because we know that limits opportunity to set the middle. So phase one, we're just identifying without moving. Phase two, we have an action associated with what we're doing. And then phase three is we would actually make a block move kind of in that regard. Again, I think a good time to do this is while your passers are getting work anyway. I wouldn't do a drill, a 12-person drill, and kind of slow it down this slow for everybody on the court. But that'd be how we work on it. I don't know if you want to add anything, you guys.
Well, I did see, when you started talking about overpasses and going after it, I saw Ryan get a little, like, I don't know, you want to fight on this?
I mean, we in our gym will take the odds right now, and if we can make sure, we have a kid that might be able to hit a ball over, but a lot of times there's more errors that happen with that. Girls try to go up and they try to pull that ball straight down. So if we throw the ball down with 2 hands and we get a point, we'll take that over the air in the middle. But, you know, his choice.
This just goes to show you there's no one way to do anything. I love this.
So, Mike, are you going to help us set again here? Okay,
I'm
awesome.
going to settle on a back row attack for you.
Okay.
Show you how